All classes, including online synchronous sessions, are suspended in Manila starting today, as the city government declares a week-long health break. The health department recalibrates its quarantine and testing protocols for the general population. The Philippines logs another all-time high of new COVID-19 infections, but health experts believe there's still no need to escalate the current status to alert level 4. Roosevelt Avenue in Quezon City is now officially Fernando Poe Jr. Avenue. And Nadine Lustre shares a photo of her rumored boyfriend on Instagram. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. The city government of Manila has declared a week-long health break to help in the recovery of the city's ailing student and faculty population. Camille Samonte has the report.
More than 300 students of pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila tested positive for COVID-19, while 87 officials and faculty staff also got infected. Based on their internal survey, more than 5,000 students reported that they are experiencing flu-like symptoms. Following this, PLM implemented an academic break or class suspension since Monday until January 16.
We thought na pointless na pilitin. Bagamat many of them will not be required to go to the hospital, but it will be very difficult to concentrate. So sa kanila, kailangan talaga magpahinga.
They have also suspended the hospital duty of their medicine and nursing students due to the surge of COVID infections. PLM President Emmanuel Leco said the academic break will definitely affect their school calendar, but the safety of their students and faculty is more important.
Yung face-to-face, in-stop din namin until further notice. Pero that is part of the plan. Pagka maganda-ganda na ang sitwasyon, i-resume natin, but not until the situation gets better.
Aside from PLM, De La Salle University also canceled their classes and work since Monday. Almost 60% of their students, faculty, and personnel were reportedly sick. De La Salle College of St. Benil, meanwhile, will prioritize the mental health of their students and faculty. They also suspended their classes and work for a week.
The situation does not help. It adds to the anxieties of the young people. No? So ang ginagawa po ng school namin, ng Benilde, we also have yung tinatawag na teleconsulting. So if they would like to talk to any one of our counselors, this service is available to our students. And the same goes for people that are directly involved with the teaching and learnings.
The academic break of the following universities in Manila will be extended. That's with the Manila LGU declaring a one-week health break. Online and face-to-face classes in all levels in public and private school will be suspended from January 14 to 21.
Makapagpahinga yung ating mga guro at yung mga magulang, mabawasan yung anxiety level nila na uma-absent yung kanilang anak sa online class kasi infected din yung kanilang anak sa COVID-19.
According to the Commission on Higher Education, at least 126 universities in NCR and Calabarzon have imposed an academic break. 123 more universities are planning to do the same by the end of January.
Pwede naman kasing mag-flexible learning using online option or offline option muna. And then during the semester, pagka ligtas na, saka ipasok yung portion ng subject na mag-face-to-face.
Despite the surge of COVID-19 infections, CHED has announced that colleges and universities in areas under Alert Level 3 may start limited face-to-face classes by January 31. The resumption of physical classes will depend on the assessment of school administrators.
Ito ay reference point lang. Ibig sabihin, Depende yan doon sa kalagayan on the ground ng mga pamantasan, ang kanilang konsultasyon sa local governments, ang kondisyon ng kanilang facilities, konsultasyon sa mga faculty at students, at mag-adjust sila depende doon sa kalagayan.
For News 5, Camille Samonte, We Are One News.
The health department is recalibrating quarantine and testing protocols amid the rising COVID-19 cases in the country. Maricel Halili with the details.
In order to ease the strain on hospitals as cases surge to new levels, the Department of Health has calibrated its quarantine protocols for the general population. From the previous 10 days, quarantine has been trimmed to 7 days for probable mild or asymptomatic cases as long as they are fully vaccinated. If unvaccinated or partially jabbed, quarantine period increases to 10 days. But for severe cases, patients have to undergo the full 21-day isolation regardless of vaccine status. As for asymptomatic close contacts, those fully vaccinated will only have to isolate for 5 days from the previous 7 days. For the unvaccinated and partially vaccinated, a 14-day quarantine is still required. The DOH announced earlier that the quarantine period for health workers will also be cut.
Kailangan na talaga i-update ang protocols ng COVID-19 based ito sa vaccinations natin at saka of course ating behavior ng Omicron. Kasi nakita nila yung Omicron, ang incubation period nito lesser na 2 to 3 days compared dun sa nung original Wuhan virus, no, COVID-19, na talagang mga mga 5 to 7 days. So definitely ito yung nakabase sa mga scientific data na ginawa rin ng international institutions.
As for testing, the health department is prioritizing the vulnerable population, including health workers, senior citizens, and persons with comorbidities. Asymptomatic close contacts outside of these groups will no longer be required to get tested.
Testing shall now be optional for community-level actions. Instead, symptoms monitoring is recommended. Should testing still be used, testing should be done at least 5 days from the day of exposure.
The new policy no longer puts premium on contact tracing, as there is already community transmission. Instead, contact tracers have been asked to monitor those under quarantine or assist vaccination efforts. For News 5, Maricel Harili, We Are One News.
The government is expected to announce new alert levels later today. After releasing new quarantine and testing guidelines, Malacanang is scheduled to announce new alert levels in the country later at noon. This as the country hit yet another record high in COVID-19 cases yesterday. Despite the continuous rise in infections, some experts are backing the health department and saying that it's not yet time for a shift to alert level 4. Mobile journalist Pamela Vasquez gives us the front seat to the story.
For the second time in a week, the country logged another all-time high in cases with 34,000 infections on Thursday. Despite the soaring numbers, the Okta Research Group says cases have yet to peak.
We're hoping na by next week, makita na natin yung peak at magsimula nang bumaba. Mukhang 40,000 is more or less.
Pending that projected tipping point, the One Hospital Command Center is already seeing a staggering increase in inquiries. During the Delta surge, calls averaged 700 to 800 a day. Calls now exceed 1,000 daily, mostly for isolation facilities. But one indicator that has yet to catch up, hospital use.
In September of last year, yung tumaas talaga yung kaso bilang ng mga 26,000. Sumabay din yung pagtaas ng hospitalization at saka sumabay din yung pagtaas ng intensive care unit utilization. Pero itong pagtaas ngayon ng itong January nito, nakita namin na hindi na parehong trajectory ng pagtaas ng bilang ng kaso. So ang bilang ng kaso natin kahapon 32,000, At saka the other day, mga 28 and 33,000, nakikita natin na yung hospitalization nasa ano pa rin, nasa low risk category pa rin ng buong bansa.
In Metro Manila, hospital utilization rate has reached 60%. Still moderate risk as per Health Undersecretary Leopoldo Vega. But hospitals in San Juan, Taguig, Marikina, and Quezon City are already getting full. The treatment SAR says they only need to be coordinated with other hospitals in Metro Manila that have not yet reached full capacity. With this, both the Octa and DOH also see that there's no need for Alert Level 4 yet.
Itong alert level 3 nakakatulong talaga, no, kasi mapapansin nyo kahit nasa traffic, sa mga establishments o sa mga outdoors, nakikita mo talagang mas ano na ngayon, hindi na lumalabas ang tao, natatakot na rin, ano. Kaya medyo nag-lessen ng mobility.
Mukhang hindi na kailangan, Cheryl, kasi yun nga, lalo na kung medyo baka malapit na yung peak. At yun nga, medyo, as you said, bumababa na yung hawaan from 6 to 4. So baka hindi na kakailanganin yung alert level 4. Of course, minamonitor pa rin natin yung mga hospitals, yung hospital situation.
Meanwhile, the IATF on Wednesday placed 28 more areas under Alert Level 3 from January 14 to 31, 16 in Luzon, 7 in Visayas, and 5 in Mindanao. The agency members have also met to discuss on the next alert level classification for other areas, including NCR for the rest of January. Mobile journalist Pamela Vasquez, We Are One News.
The Bangko Sentral retains its 7 to 9% growth projection for this year, despite the Omicron-fueled surge. BSP Governor Ben Diokno says it's unlikely for the Omicron variant to drag full-year economic growth, as he expects the surge to last only within the first quarter. Diokno notes that although the variant is more transmissible, it's also less virulent, which could mean that the surge may end by as early as March. And Diokno added that the country's banking system remains stable for now, and citing Bangko Sentral data, Diokno says banks continue to have sufficient capital and liquidity.
The new virus is kind of more contagious, but less virulent. And so we do not expect that to affect too much our forecast for this year of 7 to 9% growth. We are expecting that it will be maybe as the problem will be solved maybe at the latest by March. That's the first quarter of the year. So we do not expect that to be a major downer as far as the growth target is concerned.
Time now for the latest updates in showbiz. Actress Susan Roses expressed her appreciation for the newly renamed Fernando Poe Jr. Avenue. Roses says she hopes that the memory of her late husband will serve as an inspiration for everyone who passes by the avenue to be more humble and to care more for others. Chris Aquino's weight has dropped down to an alarming 40 kilograms, and the Queen of Talk herself gave this update as she shared a video of herself receiving shots on Instagram. Chris said she's still got a long way to go before recovery, but she vowed that she will continue to help the needy. And it's all but confirmed that Nadine Lustre and James Reid are no longer getting back together. This as Nadine posted several sweet photos with her long-rumored boyfriend, Christoph Barriou. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us again later at 9 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We're One News.